How we doing? How we doing? Welcome back to another Watchlist YouTube team. This time for Monday, December 23rd. Christmas coming up this week on Wednesday. Christmas Eve on Tuesday. Up in Canada, we got a holiday on Thursday called Boxing Day. Right in the smack dab middle of the week. So, half day on Tuesday. Full day off on Wednesday. For the markets. So typically Monday, a lot of traders take off Monday, and then half day on Tuesday, nobody's around. So you could see a bit of drop off in liquidity. But markets open nonetheless, so we will do a watch list, come prepared for tomorrow, and get in where we fit in. Trade review from Friday. Wiki played out picture perfect. Well, I wouldn't say perfect, I guess. It was a straight up spike. You didn't get a whole lot of weakness to join if you weren't chasing highs. So, right, let me see here. What was red to green? $6. So as it's starting to grind up here at 9 a.m., I'm like, come on. Like, you couldn't have waited till open. This mid fives open would have been awesome. But I see it start grinding up, so now we've got some strength and some volume starting to come in, which is definitely a trend change from prior days. So right through here, through the 660s, I put on chase size, didn't really have a risk in mind, just bought a position I was comfortable with. If it went against me, that I'd be able to sit through some chop. So we got this pop locked into the pops. We got this quick flush where we had like a 40-50 cent spread. I put some back on and I was all out right here. Took my buck a share and missed the other $2 higher. Just these ones that are straight up, I have a hard time gauging risk and a hard time getting an entry that I can trust when there's no consolidation to play off of or to buy a breakthrough. So I definitely minimized the opportunity, but it did play out pretty well. From exactly what we were looking for. OPTX, I wrote that one off, but it ended up working even better. The dollar volume just dropped off like crazy here on this day. And if we look at the morning right here, I bought this move right through here, the little multi-bottom and the opening range break and shove through green. Which is typically a very good entry signal, and it ended up just not working, so no big deal. But we got that exact same entry signal right here, where you get this double bottom, low a day consolidation, and this shove right through high a day in green red. And this one ended up going on a tear. So I guess a case where, in hindsight, obviously just try it again, but that dollar volume typically keeps me safe when I'm looking for that $8 to $10 million traded, and this didn't have it. So I'm thinking probably an outlier, but nice move nonetheless, showing that first green days are definitely in play right now. So I will keep that in mind moving forward. Unfortunately, the quantum names did bounce there on Friday. I would have preferred for them to stay weak for one more day, especially the strength that they were showing in pre-market right through here. I just wasn't looking to chase any of these moves. So they look at that one, QUBT, crazy. So definitely some backside bounces, but no real play for them for me moving forward right now. I see them more of in a range, 12 to 27. Too big of a range for me to gauge risk reward. Any bounces is not a lower high until it breaks 27, then it would be a breakout, but it could keep going, and risking each prior high would chop me out, and trying to buy dips would be having to risk towards 12. So risk reward either way, it's just not ideal for me. Color, a bit more strength than I expected. 2 days now, some wicks off of weak opens, and you can see these low twos, definitely a buyer in there. So I'd prefer a bit more consolidation. I don't like buying over red candles without much consolidation, like this one where we get multi-weeks. then it's not so bad. But once we get pullback and it just continues, I'm not super gung-ho for playing that break. Lace, same kind of thing, but this one has had a bit more consolidation, so I'm going to keep this one on watch. The longer it holds up and holds near its highs, this 350 will be the break. We got this little trend break here on Friday that for some people is a trigger, risking lows, but I prefer to give it a bit more time. So see where we're at next week and possible play there. Nuke. This one looks an awful lot like drug right in here, where you get that huge front side move, everyone's looking to fade it, and you get those couple days that hold the same level, and then when the next day comes in, you get that weak open and trend break. So something here where we get this big front side move, it's holding these couple days. So I will be looking to play a first green day bounce on something like this. If any weak opens towards 36s, stay firm, then I like that. I like the odds. So a nice little shove there into close. If 36, 35 breaks down, I'm not going to marry the idea, but I will keep it on watch if it bases off of that. TNXP, I did try trading this one on Friday. I took a loss in the morning. I took a win here into this parabolic. We got a nice fade, and then I believe I chopped up a couple times. So I think I was overall green on the name. But the parabolic was nice. Big time fader from the 60s down to the 50s. I was very patient. And then we got this shove off the open, failed fall through momentum right here. I'm starting to scale in and it chops me back out. So gave back a majority of it, but flat basically, and didn't amount to much. I think they put out an amendment or something. Let me look here at my feed. They put out something there on Friday. Friday after hours, they updated a B5, increasing their 150 million dilution to 250 million. So there is definitely some more dilution in the cards, and that was the reason for this pull. So same kind of thesis for me. Interested in pops. This one was just staying firm all morning, basically until that PR came out. So I wasn't looking to fight it, but I will keep it on watch. Think possible fade back to the 30s. And then NVNI, now gone from 30 cents to $12. Absolutely bonkers. We've got a bit of volume around here and this little reclaim. So from this prior consolidation range, it's not super extended. But if this is red and holding red on the day, I wouldn't hate a first red day trade on it. It definitely is getting extended, and you can see on the volume profile here up in the 840s. So could have exhausted. Late day, blow out all the shorts into close that are thinking that they're on the right side as it's fading. Blow them out into close and sit back. So I'm going to be interested in pops here and look for that red fade. Timmy's thinking it has nuke vibes. Why do you long anymore? Because it's profitable. Get in where you fit in. Make some money or make some memories. Jaff, how's it going? Al Jefe, how's it going? Why don't you long anymore? Oh, I do still long. I just played Wiki to the long side on Friday. And I'm looking at Nuke to the long side. I'm looking at Color to the long side. I'm looking at Lace to the long side. And then I'm looking at TNXP and NVNI to the short side. Just get in where you fit in. Do you read filings? Yes. Yeah, back in like 2019, Huddy had taught me how to read them. And I started on OTC markets using their filings page. And then I got introduced to BAMSec. I've never paid for anything, but I learned how to read them and control F keywords and what certain things meant. So I've used BAMSec since 2019. So I haven't used Dilution Tracker. I know a lot of people like it, but I've never tried it out. So I just do it the old-fashioned way. How can you short when it's hard to borrow? I use Centerpoint Securities. They're up here in Canada now as of November. I think it was it last year? I think I've used them all year this year. I think they've been up here for a year now. I use Centerpoint Securities, and they have a short locate window with a bunch of routes, Atlas, CLSX, all those kinds of things. So you can pay to borrow shares and reserve them for the day. Then there's some that are intraday routes, some that are swing routes. So if you're looking at a swing short, you got to reserve in a certain route. If you're just trading them intraday or pre-market, then you can just trade other ones, but you just pay for them. But fairly straightforward watch list. It's I'm not gonna look to do crazy this week. Don't want to ruin a. I think December's been my best month of the year. I've been trading really well with the sector momentum we've had, and a lot of the patterns that suit my style. So I don't want to ruin a month, especially going into Christmas and being around family and stuff, and be focused on a drawdown or something like that. So I will look to end the year on a high note and not to do anything crazy. I'm in IU. I tried to watch some previous videos but couldn't find good ones. Yeah. I think that is probably a flaw. I'll reach out to the team in our chat tomorrow, and I will mention some filing stuff. I know it's one of those things that has edge to it. So it's kind of, I think the way to learn filings in Investors Underground is to reverse engineer some of the comments in the room, and why Nate says something is has offering risk, or why something, they say, sometimes he'll say like, oh, there's 30 million reasons to keep it below $4 or get it over $4, or little comments like that if you look them up in the filings, you can kind of reverse engineer some of the comments. But in terms of actual video content, I don't think that there is a whole lot in IU for that. I learned by just question and answer, mostly with Huddy, and then just basically repetition. He kind of explained some of the things, like he looks for dilution and cash and share count and like the structure of how a company is made up. And then I just ran through the reps and just read through filings and eventually started picking it up a bit quicker. Qubit faded as expected. Nice job. What's your look on drone names? Trend to the upside, you think? Just a bounce? Drone names. Which ones? Drone names. Are we talking like... is that like the NNE? No, that's nuclear. What was the D-Pro, I think? Drone name. Holding up. Let me look. Let me pull up the watch list. I think we had like Archer and those ones. Let's see. UAVS was one. Nothing's dead. PRCO was one recently. That breakout sucks. I'd hate to long this name. Look at how it acts on breakout days. MOB. Prior resistance becoming support. These things look so choppy. They're not really clean. RCAT. That's holding up. I remember Archer. That one failed its breakout too. That doesn't look terrible. Set its lower high, higher low, support off its higher or off its lower high. Decent structure. I just hate how these things are failing their moves higher. Like it just broke out and failed. So I know when I'm trying to join these to try and set an appropriate risk level. Like look, that just broke support, multi-week support, and then gets saved. UMAC. Meh. I think I'd need some cleaner. I need some cleaner moves, cleaner small cap moves. Like Archer has a good look to it, but it just failed its breakout. RCAT so far looking the cleanest, where it just pulled back, set a lower high, higher low, as long as it breaks through the 1120s. UMAX so far off its highs with so much overhead. Jobby just broke support. Yeah. I don't think I'm super interested in them. They're just too choppy for me. Give it some time, maybe a few days, maybe a week. Let them set up some new levels. Maybe they start trending a bit cleaner once money starts to filter back into that sector. But I think I need time on my side. Who was your mentor for long bias? That's kind of a hard question. I've learned more to the short side from others. I've gone over it a couple times in these watch lists, but because I started trading when I was 18, at Interactive Brokers, they wouldn't let me trade to the short side, and they wouldn't let me trade OTCs until I turned 21. So I was pigeonholed into listed longs with a cash account. So I was kind of forced, if I wanted to trade, to figure out how to buy listed stocks. So I would watch chat rooms and different things, and people would, give out their watch lists of the hot stocks in play. So I'd put them all on a watch list and I'd try and just buy them. And of course, you just lose money that way. But now I had 300 trades, 500 trades of steady losers. But I categorized them and sorted them in Excel by setup, what I thought I was trying to trade. They were trying to catch morning spikes. They were morning spike dip buys. They were panic dip buys. They were daily chart breakouts. They were daily chart backside bounce first green days. They were reverse split pumps. They were any list of things. Whatever I was trying to do, categorize them. And there was 3 setups I was making money on. They were the reverse split pumps back in 2019. They were backside bounce first green days, and they were daily chart multi-day breakouts. So I stopped doing everything else. I started 3 more spreadsheets and tracked them to try and get a feel for how I should trade them. And I made about 150 ticker sample size on backside bounces, and created a criteria to them that put edge on my side, and traded those for a while. Morning panic dip buys I was fairly good at, but they didn't come around too often, where you get like a huge front side move over multi-days, and on that first red day you dip buy that panic in the morning. They were a lot cleaner back in 2019, 2020, but it seems like there's a lot more buyers, so the fades are a bit choppier. So I don't know if I really had a mentor to the long side. It was just kind of seeing what people were trading and then trying to get in where I fit in. I trade pretty similar to Dom, Master Mateo, over at Clover Trading. I trade pretty similar to him to the long side. Um, Nate, he's kind of like my listed breakout swing, big picture, daily chart stuff. If I'm trading any large caps when small caps get slow and I'm trading breakouts on large caps, I converse with Judah over in IU, Divided Champ. Um, yeah, I don't think I was really had like someone that I piggybacked off of to the long side. I more tried to learn the short side from others. Um, with so much continuation right now, do you ever feel like to let some position ride after you play reversal, for example, or just play the move and wait for another setup? Yeah, especially on those backside moves like Wiki, like this one, I was looking for the eights to sell, but when they're just straight up off the open, it's so hard for me to have confidence in holding them. Like it literally went from 6 to 750 in 2 minutes. Like how do I have patience on that in a $1.50 move? That's 25% right off the open. I just can't have patience on that. So with my like multi-day listed breakouts, I have a lot more patience letting stuff ride. Where when I get an entry on a breakout, something like DXYZ, my initial thought is buy the breakout and I'm swinging. Like I'm thinking risk low a day and swing this into the next day, hold it as long as I can because that's a big picture setup it's set up over multiple weeks. I have levels that have proved themselves. When I'm trading an intraday something to the long side, I'm almost exclusively trying to just lock in profits. As long as I've been learning liquidity traps, backside bounces, any other multi-day setups I could learn. Yeah, multi-day breakouts are probably my other one. We don't really get a whole lot of morning panics. I do like those, but like on these first red days, like back in 2019, 2020, the morning panics, you used to get this move from 22 down to 15, 16 at the open, and then you get a bounce to VWAP that would trickle off and fade through the day. This one pulls and chops around. So you don't really get that outright panic. Like when you're shorting a parabolic to the upside, just looking for that little mean revert. You don't really get that so much anymore. What was that one? I traded one. Let me see. I posted it to my pod not too long ago as an image. Let me see. It was just a quick dip buy off the morning and I reacted to it. I'll find it. Bear with me. Where the heck is it? Oh, maybe this one. It was color. Play a name that's still in play. It was on 12/4. So right here. So we got that big front side move and then a couple days of pullback and we get this big flush. Doesn't look so much now because it's a lot higher, but if I go back to 12/4, this was a setup that I was playing a lot. So when you get like a big multi-day move on the front side, and you get either that first red day or a couple days, and it starts to speed up to the downside. That's exactly what we got. So this one ran from 60 cents to 170. So the high was 170, and now in 2 days this thing's back to $1. So we get that $1 breakdown where a lot of people like to set stop losses at whole half-dollar marks, $1, $1.50, $2. So once $1 gets taken out and it can't go much lower, it stops at 96. I bought this flush and I just sold into this pop in the 110s. But that's a nice 10 to 15% gain that you can get like a bang bang. So they don't happen too often like this where you get a straight down move. This goes from 130 to $1, the 30% pullback in 4 or 5 minutes. So I like those. Multi-day breakouts. Some people kind of refer to them as liquidity traps, but those are more T+1 like buy-ins. But when something starts to set up here over multiple days, you can buy that breakout. I like those moves. I think MVST was trying where you had this move, pullback consolidation, so you don't want to see 140 start to build before it retests. But yeah, liquidity traps, backside bounces, I like those, and then multi-day setups like these, or if you get big flushes on the backside, you can react to those. I like all those for long setups. These are the flying taxi stocks. Gotcha. Nice to be in a community. I have Navini on watch for a backside bounce after it fades back to threes. Threes? You're going to threes. Man, I should short this thing all in on Monday. Because Bass Hunter said it's going to 3. Yeah, I'll keep it on watch for a backside bounce, but I'm going to be looking for the short first. All right. I think we should leave it there. I haven't had dinner yet. I think I'm going to go grab something to eat. But, yeah, I will... Yeah, I guess I'll be back tomorrow evening, which will go into New Year's. We'll go into Christmas Eve. And there's no point in doing one Christmas Eve because Christmas is off. Jeez. That's going to be tough to get a watch list out for Thursday because I got Christmas Eve and Christmas. No one's going to be here. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Yeah, Merry Christmas, you guys. Happy holidays. Anyone in IU, I will see you in the room tomorrow. And I should be back here tomorrow, and we'll see what happens for the Thursday thing, but... Yeah, half day on Tuesday, and then Christmas is a day off. So I don't know what we'll do, but we'll see. Alrighty, have a good one, guys. Enjoy your families. Enjoy the holidays. Trade them well, and let's close out the year strong. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.